Hello, and thank you for joining us for our BNI San Diego podcast. On today's episode, we're going to talk about the power of visibility as it pertains to you as a BNI member. Now, with that said, obviously, this is going to be a BNI centric podcast today. And what I really want to talk about is the importance of having a completed profile, because having a completed profile gives you visibility with over 318,000 plus members around the world. Not just your local chapter or your local region or even your local state, but actually members throughout the world can search for your particular classification. And guess what? When they find you, they are going to look at your profile. This is how they get to know a little bit about you, from some of the things about you personally on, having to do with family and your lifestyle and whatnot. Then it goes into areas on things like your hobbies, on what we call in BNI your gains profile, which stands for goals, accomplishments, interests, networks, and skills. All of these areas are areas of visibility within our BNI organization, as well as they can also push to your profile so that people outside of BNI can learn a little bit about you. But again, why is it important to be visible to all those people? I join a BNI chapter, I come in and I want to do business with the people that are around me, which is why I joined BNI in this particular chapter. But why do I need to be visible outside of that area? Well, you never know where a referral is going to come from. Let's say that you've got a family member back east, you were on the phone with them, and it just so happens that while you were on the phone with them, one of their kids came up in the background of the call, and there was a little thing happening in the bathroom, and there was a plumbing problem. Well, guess what? As a BNI member in San Diego, I have the ability to go into our system called BNI Connect and search for a plumber in that local area. And I can actually refer my family members, my friends to that local plumber. Well, when I go and do a search, one of the first things I'm going to do is when I find a couple of local people, I'm going to click on profiles. I'm going to click on their profile so that I can get to know them, because guess what? As we all know, with every referral comes our credibility. We're loaning somebody else our credibility. So because they're not local to me and I've not been able to do a one-to-one or interact with them, my way of getting to know them is through that profile. And I will tell you, I have had many experiences where I've done a search in a particular area and there will be 3 or 4 people that pop up, and I start to click through and, oh, that one doesn't have a profile filled out. Oh, that one doesn't have a profile filled out. Oh, but these last 2, they do. And oh, one of them in particular caught my interest. Maybe it was an area that I have in common with them or whatever it is. Well, that's going to be the one that I end up referring to my family member, my friend, whoever it is that I'm going to be referring them to. It is incredibly important to take the time to build out your profile, and not just once. I encourage you to actually build it out or update it at least every 6 months, because guess what? Life happens, things happen, things change. Your focus may change. You want to make sure that you're staying on top of your profile so that people in our local community and in our global community can learn a little bit about you and what you do and how you do it. I know for a fact, because I know him fairly well, Dr. Meisner, our founder, has shared with me multiple times, Ed, when I go into our local communities and I am looking for something, the first thing that I do is I go to BNI Connect, I do a search for that particular thing that I'm looking for, that classification. And the first thing I'm looking for are those individuals that have a profile filled out. And unfortunately, if they don't have a profile, I'm probably going to go to the next person because I want to learn a little bit about about them and how they do business and their likes and dislikes, and going through their gains profile. It is important, again, to make sure that we're taking the time to utilize the tools that we have at our hands. And this particular tool is our BNI profile. Take the time, spend the time. It may take 5 minutes, it may take 30 minutes, it may take an hour, depending on you and how involved you want to get. But I will tell you, it will pay dividends if you do it, and you do it correctly, and you do it consistently, as I mentioned about periodically updating your profile, because there are people that travel around the world. There are people that have family in your local community, and they don't live here. They're in another state, or they're in another part of the world, but they are BNI members, and they have access to you, and they have access to your profile, and they have access to someone in your area in the like business in the same classification, and they're going to look at your profile, they're going to look at their profile, and they're going to see who they connect with. So it is incredibly important to take the time and think about how you want to be visible to those 380 plus 18 plus thousand members around the world. How do you want to be visible to them? Do you want them to visit your profile and it be a blank slate other than your name and where you live and what your classification is? Or do you want them to get to know a little bit about you, your family, your likes, your gains profile, all of the things, what you're looking for in a potential referral partner? These are things that they're going to get to know by reading your profile. And hopefully it's going to catch their attention enough that they may even reach out to you to do a one-to-one. We have a gentleman by the name of Brad Seaman, who's a local residential realtor here in San Diego, that connects with other realtors all around the world, because guess what? His clients are all over the place. So he's reaching out to other realtors, other people in the trades to be able to refer to him. We've got other members in other areas, from realty to general contractors to local health and wellness. Everybody has family. And guess what? That family or friend may be in your local community. So it behooves you to take the time to make sure that you're visible to them. And the best way to do that, again, is to make sure that you've got a completed, well thought out profile. Take the time, set some time aside away, sorry about that, and just work through your profile. As a matter of fact, I actually need to do some updates to my profile, and I'm going to be doing that very same thing, because I am also looking for referrals for our region here in San Diego. So all that to say, make sure you're taking the time, understand the value and the importance of visibility, particularly within BNI and all of our 318,000 plus members around the world. Guess what? The next profile they may be looking at is yours. Do you want to connect with them? Do you want them to pass a referral to you? Yep, I'm pretty sure you do. So make sure you take the time to build out your profile. With that said, I just want to thank you for joining us today. Nice, short, sweet podcast, but it's an incredibly important topic of the importance of visibility, particularly pertaining to your BNI profile. Take the time to fill it out. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you back here next week with a very special guest. And we'll see you then. Have a great week. Talk to you soon.
This episode of the BNI San Diego Podcast has been brought to you by Cruise Productions, a San Diego-based video production company and proud BNI member. You can find us at the intersection where business and creativity meet, or online at cruiseproductionsinc.com.